What's up? What's up, YouTube? What's up, Twitch? How y'all doing? I hope you're having a good day. And for this live stream and stuff like that, and, and for this live stream right here, I will talk about the Flash trailer. I'll talk about the updates based on the Marvel stuff, everything I talk for Marvel, DC, and stuff like that, man. Based on stuff that I think could happen. From the Marvel the Captain America Winter Soldier stuff. And kind of like the bad thing for me, it kind of like the updates I'm seeing. Shoot, it kind of seemed like to me, in my opinion, it seemed like the fourth Captain America was seeing like a Hawk movie, more like a Hawk movie, more than in my opinion. Shoot, it's more than if y'all seen the updates for the new Captain America Marvel movie and stuff like that. The updates, they see the Red Hawk pushing in it. They're bringing in Red Hawk. They're bringing a whole lot of stuff. They bring like Red Hawk. They bring like Betsy. They bring like people that been in the Incredible Hulk movie with some new casting and everything like that. And that's kind of like thing for me, but trying to like getting me confused and stuff like that. That's what it seems like to me what they're doing, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong and stuff like that. In my opinion, I could be wrong and stuff like that. And if I'm wrong, and y'all can tell me I'm wrong and stuff like that. Because the thing, because the thing for me, what I see and stuff like that, kind of from the Marvel stuff, because it seems like the Marvel people kind of putting too much. They're trying to put about two movies, two show. It they're putting like two-person stories in one movie, but shoot, I'll just hope that it's a two-part stuff. Because I hope it is. I hope it's a two-part Captain America movie. Because if it's not, this movie right here had to be about 2 hours some minutes. It got to be like a 2 hour movie, a 2 hour some minutes movie to explain the Hawk people, the Red Hawk, and everybody else and stuff like that. Shoot, man, you gotta have to explain that. And that's kind of like, in my opinion, what I think that some people probably can go wrong or go right with it. And that's like me, in my opinion, and stuff like that. Is like, in my opinion on stuff like that, based on the Captain America movie. I think that movie could be good, but I'm just worried about the story. But I try to see stuff like that. And kind of like, in my opinion, was kind of like worse me. Which kind of worries me, up my opinion. But kind of like, in my opinion. Oh, what's up, Barcode?
Yo, yo, yo.
And you hear about some of the casting that put in a new Captain America movie, the fourth one, with Sam. I think supposed to be the new Captain America.
Yeah, say Captain
That
America died
yeah,
somehow.
and
Yeah,
which don't make sense because you look at Endgame, he still was living. It would make no sense
yeah,
for him to die. It would
yeah.
make no sense.
So I mean, die in old age. I mean, but it's still old, but how
But
to
but the
how to
thing,
live. And,
in my opinion, is like in the first movie. Up in the first movie, he came back from the back in the day, and he been young. But that was me, in my opinion. I wouldn't have went back.
yeah,
That just me, because I say I can't from that time. I'm in the future now. I worry about the future. I would be worrying about the past and stuff like that. That
yeah,
that's just me. Shoot, that's just me, in my opinion. Shoot, I wouldn't be worrying about that. the past and stuff like that. Because think about it, her she is like a spinning image of her, a younger version of her. It
Yeah.
would make no sense to go back to the past.
Yeah.
Be- be- because the thing is, because things in my opinion, it's like Cap America saw Peggy just had moved on without him.
Yeah.
She moved on without him. Why would you want to go back to somebody who moved on without you and play you see that she had kids and stuff and that? It make no sense to go back.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Unless they're doing some type of how can I say this? Unless they're bringing in Captain America's son, the Young Avenger. That's the
Maybe.
only thing that I probably can think of they're doing.
Maybe. Yeah.
Because in my opinion, if they're not doing that, it makes no sense.
Yeah. I
It,
mean,
it,
yeah. They're understandable for them.
it makes no sense. And the kind of other thing about it, which I don't get, is sound like why didn't nobody give Sam the super serum already? Because that's what he got to need it.
I mean, yeah.
He got to need a serum because like that on the Red Hawk coming. Come on now, we got Red Hawk, so we got Kane coming, we got Doctor Doom, we got all the people with powers coming and play. You telling me that you're not giving Sam um no type of super serum, nothing to help him out? That
Yeah.
makes no sense.
Um, Probably they make it or something. But I really don't know if I can keep guessing. But
At least a dumbed down version of it to help him out. At least a dumbed down version of something.
at least improve it. I mean, not go something else right now.
Yeah, yeah. Because the thing about it, so we all know that the Red Hawk is gonna be a problem once he get in the MCU. He's gonna be a problem, and he gonna want to kill the Green Hawk and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
if the Green Hawk is gonna need help, and Sam can't do nothing, and and Wanda be and Wanda be half up in her own world half of the time. She be gone
Yeah.
because so you can't count on her for nothing
Yeah.
and
Right.
stuff like that. What people don't get, and and kind shoot, I hate to say it. I hate to say it that on the MCU need to bring back Tony Stark. I hate to say
Yeah.
it.
Tony Stark is the face of it. You know.
They gonna need him back be, because that's what Doctor Doom coming. We got the Fantastic Four. We got Professor Xavier here, and they is part of the big Illuminati,
Yeah.
and they need the Black Panther to T'Challa Black Panther, just not Shuri Black Panther. Because the thing about Shuri Black Panther, she's not a good leader.
Yeah.
She kind of like ruthless. She's not peaceful like her brother and stuff like that in the comic books. She kind of ruthless, which is a bad thing as a queen. Because they might mean, which I know, if you want to be a king or a queen or something, if you want to be king or queen or something, so you got to be able to stay calm and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's not a calm leader, and that's kind of like the problem I got with her. She's not a calm leader because she want vengeance off of everything. I said, oh shoot,
Yeah.
she would get that she would get the Black Panther people how can I say this?
Yeah.
She would get them kind of suit.
Mm-hmm.
She would get them in a war. They would win, but that's what people still would die off it
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah, did the Power Ranger thing? They said that the Lone Ranger was supposed to be up in up with Dino Fury. I think the second season,
Mm-hmm.
something like
Yeah.
that. She supposed to be crossed over with it,
Um.
and
Yeah.
that'd be and that'd be a good thing in my opinion.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It because the thing about it, so she probably can learn how to work with different teams and
yep,
stuff like that. If she can learn that, because the thing is, in my opinion, like she's good, but she needs to learn how to work with team members that's not. She needs to work with team members which is not her uncle
yeah,
and stuff like that. Which I think, in my opinion, which will help her.
and you'll
And
never
kind of like
know.
the other thing, yeah, yeah, and kind of like thing for me, which I think will happen. I might be wrong and stuff like that, but shoot, I think she might be like in the next crossover, leading her own team with Zach. I think, and Billy
Yeah,
might be up in the background inventing something, just helping out the team from the her man center, unless he need it. That which I think will happen because like Rocky, shoot, he might not be there all the time. Catherine, she might not be able to be there all the time. Um,
yeah,
it kind of that's crossover. Use Zeo.
yeah,
I would use some of Zeo people up in the next crossover
mm,
if they could bring in no. It would make no sense to bring in Adam, less Adam and using Zeo Green in the next
yeah,
crossover. That be the only color that he probably can use just in the next crossover is Zeo Green. And the
yeah.
color of the other crossovers, I, I don't get the reason why he's not using the other colors.
Yeah. I don't like for yeah,
Because
because
think about me,
mm,
oh, it's a reason why he can't use Zeo Green or something.
I don't know. I thought it was fixed. I mean, cat used it, so that before it's broken, but got fixed probably the Morphin Masters, maybe or the Morph
Yeah.
Kitten. I mean, but I know why the reason. Multiple range and multiple power, so yeah,
Oh, okay. And plus, the Morphin Master just not fix everything in the first season of Dino Fury, I think, when it got fixed.
I
And kind of
mean
like
some
everybody
season
could,
two, but yeah, some season one,
um,
season two. I mean,
because like the Tommy colors work fine. But he was using it in
yeah,
the Morphin Master. He used Brachio,
the Master Morpher,
Zeo.
yeah.
Yeah,
Wow,
he can use it.
Turbo. That's it though. I have Turbo range from TJ are using. That's why.
Yeah, that Tommy don't really morph in Turbo though, Holly, because he passed it over to
Yeah,
TJ, and
yeah.
that's TJ primary color.
Mhm.
The red and blue space range. Those the two ranges he got.
Yeah. Mhm.
And this is the thing that I would have loved to see TJ up in other Power Rangers seasons. I would love to see him in other seasons
Yeah. Yeah.
besides
They could
Space and
explain.
Turbo.
Yeah, they could explain how the power they use. Yeah,
Yeah,
her.
because you look, yeah, because think about my opinion, he was one of my favorite Power Rangers new Power Ranger seasons besides Zach and Tommy and Jason. He was one of my favorites that up in the Zordon era and stuff like because usually in space he was like the second in command or leader of that team
Yep.
unofficially if you look at it. If you look at the in space and something like that, if you look at it, says he kind of kept everybody together up in
Yeah.
space and stuff like that. So that just me. So that's what I think. That it kind of like the other thing. Kind of other thing about the Pondra season is like I know in my opinion it's something like in next crossovers, the next 2 3 crossovers, because she was I already know that Luthor might be involved, be, be,
Yep.
because you know. he want revenge on the sensei over there just for taking his place as sensei. Luthor and plus the Dino Rangers bad guy Mesogod. Those two
Yeah,
you can you can make like a two-part movie based on those two alone.
yeah. I got enough right now.
I'll make about two or three parts, and plus each of it could be an hour of them fighting the bad guy. Shoot the first bad guy they face could be a hard one, but they defeat him at the end. The second bad guy is part two, and plus at part three is Luthor or Mesogod as that bad guy. They got to defeat or put in jail or something like that if they want to make money off it. Or they could do it two parts and make it an hour or something. Because this special was like 55 minutes, I think. Yeah, this special was
Yeah.
55 minutes, and plus it was good
Hmm.
in my opinion. And and the thing about Luthor and Magigon, shoot, or just Emperor Grim, that was in SPD.
Yeah.
Because they probably bring back Sky Bridge,
Hmm.
yeah, um
It's really on to some else
yeah,
worlds. Yeah.
yeah, because thing about it, Grim had friends too in space that was bad guys who might want to break them out
Yep.
and stuff like that, and that'd be a good thing
Yeah.
if
Perfect.
they
Yeah.
can make a crossover with SPD. But I was them. I go for Mighty Morphin. I go for like Mighty Morphin Zeo working together, and go for like in space and Zeo working together in the third crossovers. Because think about it, they can mix and match Rangers based on the bad guys they're
Yeah.
facing, and that's kind of thing that I know what they could do. Based on Rangers and stuff like that, in my opinion. And did y'all saw the on the Flash trailer? A lot of people say it was a good trailer.
Yeah.
Shoot, I just hope it's good.
Yeah. Some people
I
saw
just
the
hope the
scene where
trailer good
Bat
because
see the
shoot,
flashes.
I would try to avoid that thing all day.
Yeah, I saw it very interesting because let's say people if make fun of it because of Fortnite look like Fortnite screen for it. I don't want to say that. So,
And and kind of like for the first MCU movies, we're supposed to do it in 2 or 3 hours, which is sad in my opinion.
yeah, fair enough.
That's
Yeah,
sad.
I fair enough. Yeah,
And and yeah, and kind of like the thing about it, kind of thing about it, in my opinion, is it seeing like the Marvel fans
yeah, tomorrow for enough. Yeah,
but the MCU is losing money about these
yeah,
stuff.
I fair enough. Yeah, I fair enough. Yeah,
Uh, because like the bad thing about
So you're lagging. I got whoever gets up back on.
And like this Flash trailer, this Flash 2 trailer everybody talking about.
Yeah.
So this Flash 2 seemed like in my opinion, people saying on it is more in depth inside the story, but shoot, I'm just trying to I'm just trying to see if it's good or not because that's what if this story ain't good, because this movie need to be good,
Yeah, friend. I
I
got
think in
enough.
my
Yeah.
opinion,
Yeah. Yeah.
for
I
this
got
movie to
enough.
make money too. And this story because I think that the media, in my opinion, is just gonna treat this movie a lot harsher than the Marvel movies and stuff like that. Which I know most of the time that they're gonna do anyway. And that's
Yeah.
kind of the bad thing that's kind of like messing people
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Wait for the scene though.
I
Be
I
ready.
think in my opinion
Say
it
for
is.
Fortnite. Yeah.
Uh,
Just make a
yeah,
meme about for it. Yeah. People hate that scene for
and,
it. Like Fortnite.
and that's kind of like the bad thing in my opinion.
Yeah. For see on TikTok for it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of bad thing that I'm seeing time for the media and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because the media is saying like they not, how can I say this?
Enjoy the scene.
They not even time for criticism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's just see this trailer good.
Yeah. I like. Not to wait for the comparison. So,
Okay. Because the trailer good as I've seen so far.
yeah.
That because like the things on that trailer is it seemed like the trailer is putting out something like the Flashpoint movie, the animated Flashpoint movie,
Yeah, plus
but I
connection
think
to
with some
multiverse.
changes
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But it seemed like the
Yeah.
Flash and and that's the kind of thing I like seeing is sound like directors taking inspiration from the source material, but not changing it too much. But the thing, the story seemed good. Something like that. Like the MCU that because if you look at it, I seen like they put stories together for the MCU and don't go by the source material
Yeah.
and stuff like that, which
Yeah.
is kind of bad the bad thing in my opinion on the stuff like that. It was kind of like a bad thing in my opinion, but some people might like it. Some people might not like the MCU doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing in my opinion, son, shoot, I don't like the MCU changing around the story
Yeah.
um on certain stuff and, and changing like gender, what gender it is,
Yeah.
like time for movies and gender and stuff like that. I say they take politics out the movie
Yeah. Just
and
take
just
out.
go
Yeah.
with the source material of it.
Yeah.
Because source material be good by itself. Because the source material story is good enough. So we all know this and stuff like that. But it's still like they still want to put in toss on.
Mm-hmm.
Should we care about it to enjoy? That what I thought movies was about and stuff like that. But it seemed like Disney wanted to do other stuff, which
Actual.
kind
Yeah.
of messed up in my
Yeah. I
opinion.
agree on that. Yeah.
And James Gunn, yeah, yeah, the kind of thing about it, I think that James Gunn had saw it coming and he switched over to DC for him to get a better opportunity to put his vision out there. That's what I think happened.
Yeah. Library can will visit come back for
Oh man.
yeah.
Uh, and put the kind of bad thing I worry about dealing with this movie. It sounds like it kind of like the MCU people
Yeah.
might try to lie doing the Rotten Tomato
Mm-hmm.
scores and stuff like that.
Yep.
Because it did the same thing just to the Wonder Woman movie, just until the people saw it, and people could tell that some of the people were lying during their review and stuff like that.
Yeah. For now,
And
I
that's
never
kind of
happened.
like uh, be because that Disney bought part of Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like that, just doing the Captain Marvel movie,
Yeah. For now,
and that
nothing.
suit looked good too. I like the suit.
I
It
got it for
it's better
now.
than the last one though. In the last movie,
Like a rope off for now.
because because whoever the costume person in the arrays. Oh shoot! Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! Okay. Oh,
yellow. For,
Thing for me, which that what kind of good thing to see for me, it's seeing
yeah,
like both of the Flashes just got different personalities and stuff like that. That's good to see.
you know, yeah. One is how his mom died alone didn't. So yeah, the whole life too.
Yeah, and one of the Flashes just might turn into Zoom, I think too, in this movie.
Might hurt.
It,
Yeah,
uh, uh, uh,
or
be,
maybe River Flash.
be, because you look at doing the trailer when he said nobody dies, and Barry still got to go back and just see what happened, and that
Yeah,
just like undo just undo his parents living and stuff like that. Because think about it,
yeah,
it just do what his parents died too. But the thing about it, it still might affect what just what the other bear parents die or live too as well. With Sam from my opinion. Yeah, one that Barry
yeah,
consequences affect the other. Zoom,
yeah. Right now. Wow.
after like Batman, because they, in my opinion, should I think he might be voice the reason who might got to tell that Barry that how can I say this? He had to tell that Barry that it's always consequences to what you do and
Yep.
stuff like that,
Yeah. I agree on that part. Yeah.
and kind of and and kind of like him messing with time. I think that Barry might have made his next two or three villains sound like Reverse Zoom.
Yeah.
Reverse Zoom. He might make Saboteur, and he might have made that other
Reverse
speedster
Flash.
too.
Reverse
Oh
Flash
yeah, Reverse
or
Flash.
Black.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah. Reverse Flash and Saboteur. Those two.
Zoom.
And Death.
Saboteur.
I think Death was the speedster, right?
Black Flash. Definitely
And
Black Flash.
yeah, yeah. Because right, if you look at it, shoot, that on the Flash got his next three or four movies. If you look at it, just after this one,
Definitely
and
recast
he
everything.
can
But
make,
yeah,
yeah,
recast the Flash. But yeah.
be yeah. But the thing, in my opinion, shoot, I have a feeling that Ezra Miller might be staying and stuff like that, at Flash and stuff like that,
Somehow, right? Yeah. Yeah. Somehow.
because it, it, because you look at everything that happened. Shoot, I think that Henry Cavill staying as Superman, and plus Ben Affleck is staying as Batman in this universe, the main universe Batman, Ben Affleck, because that's what if they was recasting Ben Affleck Batman, they just would have did it already, but they did
Yeah.
stuff like that, and kind of like Wonder Woman staying Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
That
You see everything.
all
You
we
see
need is
family.
Cyborg.
Yeah.
Yep, because the only thing we need is Cyborg, and we need Martian Manhunter to pop up in the movie. Just to have them connected just in the universe. I think, in my opinion,
Yeah.
and that'd be a good thing. Which I think, in my opinion, it will be. But and kind of like the other thing, I think, in my opinion, that some people might not like, it sound like Henry Cavill is staying as Superman. And the kind of thing about it, too, I don't get the reason why people don't like Henry Cavill Superman. He was one of the best 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 reasons of Superman that people actually look at on the first Man of Steel movie. He was actually good
Like the comic book accurate.
on this
Yeah.
stuff, and that's kind of thing I like seeing from my that suit. I like seeing for Superman and stuff like that, and somebody built like Superman or somebody that can act like him, something like that. And the kind and the kind of thing about it that the Superman they were going by new 52 Superman combined with some of the Golden Age ones, seeing like a mixture of the two,
Yeah, fair,
and,
yeah.
and that would because you look at the attitude of Superman that wasn't Man of Steel. He was going by new 52 Superman, and they was going into the rebirth Superman, and that what people just don't get sometimes. Because the thing about it, so your Superman can't start off perfect all the time. Be, be, because Superman just
Yeah.
had to learn and trial and tribulation, and that what everybody always been like complain about some Superman too perfect. Superman never have like trials. Superman never go through nothing. That but you have it in Man of Steel, y'all still complain about Superman not being Superman. He was learning how to be Superman, and he was a rookie. That was his first
Yeah.
day on the job,
Yeah.
and people was complaining about something that wasn't Superman. That's his first day on the job. We expect him to do. It ain't like what Batman when he was doing it forever,
Yeah.
and because they might if that was Batman and he was out like a rookie, I would have said okay, sure you got a point. He not being Batman, but that's what that was Superman first day on the job of being a hero and stuff like that. Man, come on now.
Yeah, fair, yeah. Learn about for yeah.
Because expect him to be perfect at all times. I say, come on now. And kind of like the bad thing about it, which I didn't like sometimes, is it sound like people online talk some Henry Cavill, he's not meant to be Superman. That's what and the kind of for me, he was always meant to be Superman in my opinion. And James Gunn, in my opinion, if he wants Superman to just make money, he got to bring back Henry Cavill. I hate to tell him. He might not want to do it, but that's what you got to bring back what is how can I say this familiar to people because you try to bring in a new Superman, that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, grand over.
Because that gonna be a big problem. You try to bring in like a different person to play Superman. It's true. I know this for myself, and you try to bring in somebody else to be Superman. I said, "Oh shucks."
Yeah, fair, yeah.
It, because think about if you look at it, shoot, it took years. It took
Very
years
Superman
for
free.
people just to accept Henry Cavill as Superman before that
Yeah.
movie came out.
Yeah, fair.
Because you want people just to try to because you want people to accept a new actor in less than a year. Shoot, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen in my opinion. If you want your Superman movie just to succeed, that make no sense. Which kind of like, in my opinion, it's kind of like a bad move, in my opinion, for them to try to bring in like
Yeah.
a different Superman. Because thing
Yeah,
about it,
grand over.
because thing the name of the movie say legacy. If it's legacy,
Yeah, fair.
that should that pretty much give you a clue that on that's Henry Cavill Superman. Everybody know
Yeah.
that because
Yeah.
thing about it, if that was a new actor, they would have said Superman Reborn, Superman One, or
Yeah,
something
fair.
like that. That won't make no sense to say Superman Legacy and plus that it's a new actor. That make no sense. It would make no sense to be like Superman legacy and just be a new actor.
Yep,
That
no sense.
uh sound like the people who might got a gripe against Henry Cavill being Superman, they might accept it, but that's what the general public won't. It,
Yeah,
be, because the general public is gonna be asking what happened to Henry Cavill Superman. They gonna ask all these questions and stuff like that,
yeah,
and that what people and that what people Warner Brothers just need to ask sometime. It's like what would the people say in the general public, and would they actually look at it? That's
yeah,
the two questions they need to ask. And stuff like that. Because in my opinion, when you look at some of the stuff that supposed to be happening for this legacy movie, so you got to bring in somebody that is familiar
familiar with.
uh,
Yeah,
familiar with the system, and for this what familiar um with the general public. Because then if you look at it, that what's the reason why people say they don't look at this movie? Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck for Supergirl, for Zod. That's what they brought in different people. They brought in different people in different fan bases that gotta look at the Flash movie and stuff like that.
yeah,
Be, and just because no actors, because if you look at it, Henry Cavill, Henry Cavill had he carried that show The Witcher the first two
yeah,
seasons before he left. He carried that show.
yeah,
Because if you look at that show, that that show was unknown when he was in it, and, and plus that after the first season, he made that he made that show popular. He made it popular,
yeah,
man. And that what Warner Brothers need to learn. Sometimes tell some you got that actor that made an unknown show popular and brought in fan bases just to buy Netflix just for that season and stuff like that, and just to buy it.
yeah. Uganda, yeah,
And they need it to be like a box office drum. And Henry Cavill is a box office drum. They might not like it,
yeah,
but he is,
yeah,
and stuff like that. If they would give him a 2 or 3 part movie dealing with Superman stuff and actually announce it,
yeah,
that would actually be a good thing, in my opinion. And they will announce stuff just for Henry Cavill, which I think, in my opinion, it will be a good thing. If they would actually announce Superman movies, Superman cartoons and stuff like that, and Henry Cavill just be the voice of it. I think, in my opinion, because think about that, I was them. I bring in Henry Cavill as the voices one of the games and stuff like that, like they say. Because think about if they're doing like the Superman games and stuff like that on the Superman games and stuff like that, like Superman games, like Justice League, stuff like that. That'd
yeah.
be a good thing if they can make his voice as part of the games and stuff like that. In my opinion,
Uganda,
yeah. Because you remember James Gunn said like he making the Suicide Squad game and plus the other game with DC coming out with just with Wonder Woman as
yeah,
part of their own universe. If they can do that, that they can bring in the games and the movies and the TV shows together. Oh man, should these game stores be rich? I think, in my opinion, it's especially for the Wonder Woman game. They say, oh man, it will be so much fans, man. So much fans, man. The Wonder Woman and stuff like that. What she doing?
yeah,
Um, Cause you know about the Wonder Woman fan base had grown ever since the first movie and stuff like that, and they didn't see her nothing in a long time besides the second one,
yeah,
and and plus the other movie, Shazam, of the Wrath of the Gods. I think something like that she was in it.
yeah. I mean, it
which I think,
was
in my opinion,
yeah.
could be,
What's the yeah? Yeah,
yeah, that
space.
that on the movie could have been better. I think
Yeah,
because that movie could have been better, in my opinion, and they would have made it more serious, just instead of
yeah,
comedy, like they
yeah,
tried to do.
yeah. Plus, yeah,
It's like I always say that you cannot make DC property Marvel stuff, because that's what, if
no,
you try to do that,
mm,
that's gonna be a
they
problem.
will watch the
Stuff
movies
in
right
DC,
now.
yeah. Because you look at DC characters more serious than Marvel characters, or
Yeah,
something like that. If they want to do comedy, they could have did a serious comedy type of thing. The things that's serious, and stuff like that. The stuff like that, in my opinion, they could have did like that. That they could have been serious, but also funny at the same time. It's something like Thor did this up in the first movie. That the first Thor movie, it was funny to the audience, but but the thing about, for him, he was actually being serious and stuff about it. Uh, and that's the best Thor movie, in my opinion. The first one. It might have been kind of boring at parts, but just as a Thor movie, it was a good Thor movie. I think, in my opinion.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And and it kind of like the bad thing in my opinion. When I was hearing that, some like the Marvel fans keep on saying that Thor Ragnarok is the best Thor movie. I say, people, have you read a Thor comic? You would not be saying
yeah.
that if you actually read
The comic is
if you
better than the
actually
movie.
read a Thor comic. You would not be saying that Thor Ragnarok is the best Thor movie. Come on now, people.
No,
If they would have said it's the best one, I wouldn't even had no problem with it. If they would have said Dark World was kind of serious and stuff like that,
yeah, for them.
was kind of like that. Was kind of like, in my opinion, that get on my nerves about that, and dealing with Marvel fans, because you can't really how can I say this? You can't really reason with them. Just deal with other
Mm,
characters and stuff like that. You can't really reason with them like that, and that's the bad thing about it. Which you can't reason with certain fans and stuff like that, and that's kind of like the bad thing. Was kind of like the bad thing, in my opinion. Was kind of like good and bad by fans, because they about fans care about the characters, but up in the Marvel universe, seem like the fans don't open their mouth for nothing. The fans don't say nothing for nothing. I'll be mad, bro. I said, really? If you seen up in here just what I'm seeing, they're dealing with the Hawk character. They made him a joke, but that's what, how you make him a joke like that, and none of y'all
yeah,
say nothing in the MCU.
yeah. Come
And
on,
She-Hulk
big
show,
joke.
they did her dirty, bro. They did her better. They did her dirty
Mm,
on her own show.
yeah,
Because you look at the comic books, she is a serious character who fight for the rights of the poor and stuff like that. Just as the She-Hulk character in the comic books. Because think about, she defend the poor people, middle class and rich people, that was
yeah,
wrong
for
and
yeah,
stuff like that in the comic books.
very wrong for them.
And how could Marvel get that wrong so bad? They got it wrong so bad though. They could have made her show into some kind of political show talk.
Yeah, right.
It's all
This
bad.
is right,
It's all bad.
right bad. Super bad for them.
But you kind of represented people that represented companies and stuff like that. But you doing so bad that how you doing bad, and plus you working for one of the biggest company in the city. Come on now, come on now, that's dumb. Because you work for one of the biggest lawyer firms in the city, and you get to represent poor, rich, and everybody else up in the sun, and you saying to some, It's just the system. It's just the system keeping you down. That's dumb. That's just dumb. I think, in my opinion, and stuff like that. Be, because like and that's kind of thing right there that get on my nerves about the Marvel stuff. And kind of like the bad thing about it. Guess what Sony doing? Sony making Craven the Hunter rated R, and Blade not even rated R,
That's
and
messed
this
up. Come
sad.
on. That's very sad.
Sony made Sony Sony made their movie rated R, and you telling me that the MCU can't do that? Come on now, come on. You try to tell me right now if Craven the Hunter right now make more money just a quantum media, Disney should be shaming themselves. If that movie come out and that movie make more than Quantum Media or just any other movie that was in Phase 4 and 5,
Rate this fitting. Rate this 25.
yeah, it was disappointing because the thing about it, Disney got the rights to all the characters and the villains. I don't get how they still be getting it wrong. They got the rights to the villains. I don't get it. And that's kind of like the bad thing, in my opinion. That's kind of getting on my nerves dealing with them. And what's kind of getting my nerves dealing with Disney. It sounds like I like them as a company and certain stuff they do, but the kind of like the other things they do will get on my nerves. It sounds like they don't know when to take chances with some of these movies.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah.
And the kind of thing about it, it sounds like that. I don't believe that I don't believe that Deadpool might be rated R. Because think about it, if Deadpool rated R, that should they been would have said it that up in CinemaCon and stuff like that. When the movies and stuff come out, you know what I mean. It sounds like they show trailers and they put like studios to announce some of the movies and ratings and stuff like that. I only knew that Craven was rated R because of the company that said it. Sony said it. Sony actually announced out some Craven is rated R, and they say it's bloody. I say, get done. You telling me that a company like Sony, who don't even, who don't even, in my opinion, got the universe together to a certain point. They movies rated R, but the MCU got 10 years plus worth of material on screen and they can't do it. Come on, man. Man, that jump make you mad. Man, and kind of like the other thing, which I think, in my opinion, they might do and stuff in that, was get on my nerves half the time. It sounds
Yeah,
like
I've
this.
heard. Yeah.
Should they like to put their own little spin to the stories?
Yeah,
And
they should know.
Ragnarok sucks. And Love with Thunder was not a real good movie either. It just had good action
No,
to
it
it,
should make
but
money from
but
comics.
but just as a
Yeah,
script,
should.
no.
No, it's not good.
And
It should
Quantum,
base off the comics.
yeah.
This is from me.
Because you look at the comics, that Thor movie puts me in rated R.
Yep.
If you look at that comic when that story was based on, that supposed to been our rated R. That should that supposed to been our rated R movie. Sound like people might not like me saying it, but that's what is true. That supposed to been a rated R movie, not for kids.
Yep.
Forget the kids, man. Because the kids be playing Grand Theft Auto anyway. They don't care.
Yeah.
Come on, come on now. Them kids don't care. Man, them kids be playing like Call of Duty, Halo. Come on now. if they're playing Halo and Call of Duty, man, you know them kids is used to blood. Come on now, that make no sense for them to say tough stuff. Because it'll make no sense. It'll make no sense because that I don't like to see no blood. That's what the
Yeah.
but you playing Call of Duty, you playing Grand Theft Auto and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Come on now.
Mm-hmm. Still, what? Yeah.
And they be playing Mortal Kombat. Come on now. If kids playing Mortal Kombat, you know them kids because you know them kids ain't scared of no blood. Because they playing Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Street Fighter, all this thing to show blood and stuff like that. Oh,
Yeah.
and and did you see the episode two just of the Battle Fury thing that I was in? The audio thing? You seen that episode two?
Yeah.
That do you like the story in the second one?
Yeah. I like it. I really like it. The story.
The- Um, because they might should are waiting on the third episode just to see what kind of story they might be doing off it.
Okay.
Because it seems like it's similar to the Beast Morphers. Seem like in my opinion when you look at it, it's
Yeah.
similar to it sounds like similar to Beast Morphers combined with Beast Morphers combined with what's the other season that had Beast in it? Dang.
Beast of the Wild Forest or
Yeah. Wild Force. If
Wild.
you look at it, it's based on animals and stuff like that. Beast Morphers
Yeah.
and Wild Force. I can kind of see those two mix in, and
Okay.
and plus he's doing like another series too. Mystic Legends. I think I had a link to it on my community page. I think something like that.
Okay.
And he got two episodes for that too
No.
and stuff like that. But shucks, I'm not in that one though. I'm a Battle Fury for now and stuff. And and the kind of thing for before the Flash trailer I seen, it seemed like in my opinion, it seems like in my opinion, something like one of the Flashes I think just can't
Yeah.
accept that the other Flash got to go back in the past and plus correct the mistake.
Which.
It would have seemed like to me
Yeah. Mhm.
if you let other Flash that was mad because it seemed like that Flash might hold a grudge against the main universe
Yeah.
Flash. I think in my opinion because they might if he don't turn evil, he might not help him if that
Mhm.
Flash need help again. If he don't turn evil, he might be like Batman that
Yeah.
shoot because he might kind of flash he might be good but he might not trust easily no more
Yeah.
just after that
Mhm.
and it kind of like the other thing shoot that they want to cast a reverse flash they can cast Homelander that on the man that play Homelander ooh if they get him if they get him to be the Flash, oh man, shoot, that's gonna be a good one. That'd be a really good casting. They could get him to be the first Flash or Saboteur. Which one
Yeah.
would you cast him to be if you just
Oh.
had choice? If you had a choice to cast them
Just
as one of the bad guy speedsters.
um. Uh. I guess the guy from Scream, the one, the first one, or something like that. The Scream one.
No, I top of the one just from the boys Homelander.
Oh, the voice. Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
The one for him it's kind of hard to cast him as one of the speedsters, but it he could be either one. But the thing is, in my opinion, is which one is James Gunn using? That's the thing.
No.
because then if he using Saboteur, so that might not be um that might not be the one for Homelander. If they doing like the Reverse Flash was evil, the evil one, the
Yeah.
the just the evil Saboteur. Ooh man, if they using the evil Reverse Flash, I'll or Saboteur, I will use the man for Homelander. If they using somebody else, I would cast the other person what you just been talking about. I would cast
Yeah.
him.
But yeah.
Yeah, it, be, because damn, I should. It's kind of hard. It's it, it's kind of hard to cast people when you don't know the second part of James Gunn playing.
Yeah.
You know, you know what I mean? Because the only
Yeah.
thing he showed just with the first half, but the second half is shoot. I just would have known about the other characters and stuff he doing. I'd be good in casting people and stuff like that. I think, in my opinion, if he actually announced the second part, that'd be a good thing
Yeah.
for me. Because right, you know what I mean, right? It's something like in phases and stuff like that. If he actually announced it,
Yeah.
and he could tell me the heroes and villains that gonna be showing on movies, that gonna be good. I think, in my opinion,
Yeah.
and kind of like in my opinion, shoot, I think that Aquaman might be the big future in James Gunn universe. I think, in my opinion, too,
Yeah.
because if you look at it, they got Aquaman. They're bringing back Black Manta. They bringing back Ocean Master. If they bring back Ocean Master, Black Manta, those two is automatically up in the universe in DC. And Black Manta, like in my opinion, is shoot, he's a better bad guy than most in the MCU right now.
Yeah.
Time for villains. It's kind of sad to say, but it's true. It,
Yeah.
and kind of like the only good bad guy I see is Kane, and
Yeah.
that's not and that just because Jonathan Majors is just a really good actor, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Shoot, that just me.
Yeah.
Shoot, that's kind of like me, in my opinion. That's what I think of. And kind of like the other thing, shoot, I think, in my opinion, that they can do, that some people might do and stuff like that. Which I think, in my opinion, that they might do, the stuff like that, which I think, in my opinion, they might do, they might not do, is something like, in my opinion, it, which I think, in my opinion, that some people might do, some people might not do.
Yeah.
But that on and kind of like the other thing for me, which kind of other thing for me, which I think they might do, might not, but everybody different time for um and stuff like that. It was kind of like a bad and good thing at the same time. Is something like we already know that Aquaman bad guys is up in the new DCU anyway. Those two bad guys is already in it, and kind of like Batman bad guys sound like self contained and Gotham. You know what I mean? That Batman bad guys ain't going nowhere. So we know that based on the series, the animated series and stuff like that, dealing with Batman, most of his
Mm-hmm.
bad guys stay in Gotham, and that's it.
Yeah.
All except for one, Russ R. Groove. That's the only one that travels.
Yeah.
Everybody else stay in Gotham, or they go to New Haven just try to take over. That's it.
Yeah.
And kind of like the other thing, which I think, in my opinion, that be a good hero. It's like
Yeah.
they need a Green Arrow inside of DCU. It sound like Multiverse was saying.
Yeah.
because think about it. So we need a Green Arrow, out
Yep.
and some kind of Black Canary and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the kind of thing is, it sounds like if James Gunn, if James Gunn, in my opinion, actually working on it. That's the thing, because damn, if he is working on it, he's sure not saying nothing to us about it. If he is working on it, and that's kind of thing that kind of worries Marvel. I think, in my opinion, which I think, in my opinion, could be a good thing or a bad thing. But
Yeah.
sound like that, in my opinion, that sound like a lot of people who saw this Flash movie already early. A lot of people say they like it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say they like it, in my opinion, and that be like
Yeah.
a real good thing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um, time for test screening, and solid critics is actually liking it. I think, in my opinion, that is sound like independent from Disney, which actually a good thing. I think, in my opinion, was actually a good thing, in my opinion. And something like, for me, right, in my opinion, if they're actually doing it like they say, um, which I kind of think, in my opinion, could be a good, bad thing, and everything in
Yeah.
between.
No one.
It sound like, for me, right, if they're doing like a Green Arrow movie, they got to bring the Green Arrow people with them.
Yeah.
Sound like the tech people, they got to bring Black Canary. They got to bring everybody that work with Green Arrow and stuff like that inside the universe and stuff like that. And that's kind of like, in my opinion, it's just what I think that they should be doing. But the thing about my opinion, it sounds like, shoot, I'm just not sure that if they actually, if they,
Yeah.
if some kind of critics that work for Disney and stuff like that, that critics that like Disney stuff, if they would actually be like, in my opinion, fair.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like the last movie, the Wonder Woman movie, the first one, everybody was saying it was a bad movie and stuff like that. But that's what, you know what I did? I went to the movie theater myself, look at it. I look at it. I said, wait a minute. This is one of the best comic book movies in a long time. I look at the
Yeah.
first Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah.
That was a good movie. Is a lot of people talk some yeah, it's not big enough. I say, you cannot find a lady that is
Yeah.
big like Gal Gadot or tall
Yeah.
that that can fit the Wonder Woman for the comic books. I just ain't that.
Yeah.
Shoot, that just not realistic to find.
Yeah.
You,
True.
you probably find somebody close, but you can't find nobody that is just like the comic books. That's not
Yeah.
that's not really realistic, in my opinion. Unless they going for Gina Carano, and she not even tall. Gina Carano, the fighter, she not even tall.
Yeah.
She built, but she not tall like Wonder Woman, like in the comic books and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. James Gunn, need to cast a Wonder Girl.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, wasn't it two Amazons that came out the island besides Wonder Woman? I think it was two.
Yep.
It was Wonder Girl, and one was Nubia, like from the other universe. I think something like that,
Yeah.
which were raised by Hades. I think. Can you look in the comic books? Zeus, her aunt raised Diana Prince. Hades, raised Nubia and stuff like that. And she was a good fighter. She lost. she lost and stuff like that. But that's what she was a bad fighter. She wasn't a bad fighter though, in my opinion, Nubia. If you look in the comic books and stuff like that. But the thing is, who would they cast to be it though? Because thing about for me, if they're gonna cast a Nubia character, that's for the comic books.
Yeah.
Should should they gonna need to cast a female that is willing to do action? I hate to say it
Hmm.
like that. They got to cast somebody that's willing to do action. Because thing about it, acting is good, everything like that. But that's what if you're gonna be Wonder Woman, you got to be able to do action stuff. Whether you like it or not, whether you like it or not, you gotta do action stuff.
Yeah.
And it kind of the other thing, it's some like that animated thing, the no, not the authority, but the animated creatures on Commander.
Yeah.
I'm just wanting, I just want to know my opinion if that animated team is gonna be in the main universe or just if that team gonna be in Earth 2 just with just with Robert Pattinson Batman. That's my question about that just by the next phase of it and stuff like that with the on the James Gunn just got announced.
Yeah.
It, because should it that's kind of thing I want to know. You know what I mean? That this sound like the animated stuff that's coming to live action.
Yeah.
I just want to know my opinion. If that creature movie right there, if that creature movie right there is gonna be is gonna be in my opinion is
Yeah.
gonna be up in just with Rob Pattinson Batman.
Yeah. I can
And
imagine
Robert
too.
Pattinson Batman, um, he need he need like a new Superman his Earth anyway. He need one.
Yeah.
He need one his
Uh,
Earth anyway. Robert Pattinson Batman because they in my opinion that people don't get is
yeah.
Pattinson
So they're lying. No. The project come up with like for it. Huh? So you made
For me, kind of like the bad thing for me and good thing for DC is sound like the games be better. That's what it
yeah,
seems like for me. What I be seeing the games for DC is much better than Marvel games. Was kind of like a sad thing in my opinion.
yeah,
And kind of like them new Transformers game coming out too. I'm saying, oh shoot, it ain't because thing about it, if that new Transformers game coming out and that game end up being better than just the Marvel Avengers game,
yeah. The oh, Wi-Fi.
and that's kind of thing I see. That can work out good for them or work out bad, and kind of like that. Whoever whoever like in my opinion just be writing the whoever write the DC games over there, it's way better than these Marvel games. Because shoot, that's kind of for me. Shoot, I hate to say it like that,
Yep,
and kind of like people probably could say hating or not hating or stuff like that. That, but the DC games be better. The DC games be better written, better structure
yep,
than most of them. I hate to say it like that, but it is
yep,
because because that's just me. That's just me, in my opinion. That what I be seeing, like time for Marvel, the, the time for Marvel games and stuff like that. Shoot, the Marvel games don't even be up to the hype. What I be seeing, what I be seeing sound like the Marvel Avengers game because that Marvel Avengers game supposed to been how could I say it?
yeah,
It's supposed to be a good thing in my opinion. But it seems like in my opinion that they don't have that,
yeah,
and that's the bad thing. And that's kind of like the bad thing in my opinion and stuff like that. And that's kind of the bad thing like I see and stuff like that in my opinion. But everybody and and some people just had the nerve to say talk about some of the Spider-Man series is better than the Batman game series. I say, I hope, I hope. I hope that up in there, I hope up in there that they wasn't being serious when they say that, because that's what when you look at the Batman series game, um, Batman One, back in Arkham, Red Hood was in the second one, in the third movie, in the third game, it was a three-part game, and along with the DLCs, the DLC stories was good too, just for the Batman. and they making like a Wonder Woman game. Oh man, could you imagine the DLCs they gotta put in that thing?
Yeah.
And based on all the years of Wonder Woman comics they got on it. Oh man,
Yeah.
and life for like Marvel Avengers. All the Marvel Avengers had to do is go by the first Avengers movie in 2012.
Yeah.
That's all they had to do.
It's based off of that.
That's the easiest thing. That was a slam dunk. That's the easiest game that you can make. How you mess it up? How you mess it up like that?
Yeah.
How you mess up Marvel Avengers? It's a movie based on it already. It's a movie. Nick Fury, Thor, all them characters in it. And you telling me that you still mess it up? That's what? It's Marvel. They always find a way to do it. They always find a way to mess it up.
Yeah.
If that was a DC game and something like a DC game just gonna mess up like that, so you won't even hear the end of it. And
Yeah.
that was a Batman Superman game bad that and stuff like that, in my opinion. Because you look at them just being protected, they is protected all the way.
Yeah.
I say God dog. I say God dog, man. So you finna, man, should that jump get on my nerves half of the time. I say y'all do know that Marvel have all their rights, right? They make these games of different characters.
Mm-hmm.
Shush, man, they don't even got a Hawkeye game. A Hawkeye, one of the easiest characters to make a game off. They don't got Hawkeye. They don't got Black Widow. They don't even have another Captain America game or Thor.
Yeah.
So you telling me? So you tell me 10 years, the first 10, 11 years now, you had Captain America, Thor, and all of them in MCU.
Yeah.
You telling me that y'all made no games based off them
Of
and
course.
based on the popularity they had at the time? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Marvel just had dropped the ball on that. Because you telling me Thor. Come on, now.
Yeah.
You pretty much make a Thor game just by Thor being up in the how can I say this? Thor being up in the how can I say, in Asgard, that
Yeah.
just trying to fight evil. Some of the frost he fight the frost giants. Then he fighting some of the bad gods up there. He start off low but go up high and stuff like that. And, because that's what doing by the source material, and that's the game. I don't get how Marvel be messing up on their games half of the time. They they, they got the comic books. They got the comic books, everything
Yeah.
with it, and kind of shoot. I just have a feeling shoot. If shoot, I would have said some of these stuff right now. I would have said
Yeah.
on TikTok. So
Mm-hmm.
you know the Marvel defenders would
Yeah.
have been coming at me on TikTok or some he don't know the history. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like 2002 Spider Man. I like the I like 2002 Spider Man. I like all the other Spider Man's movies. I like the Tobey Spider Man, and that's Marvel. But the Andrew Garfield Spider Man could have been better, but it just average. And it sound
Yeah.
like Tom Holland. his Spider-Man just been kidding just for the kids, but that's what I know is I know that is is not his fault. The reason why his
Yeah.
Spider-Man seemed like it didn't have a whole lot of stakes to it, it's not his fault. I don't
Mm,
I just don't blame him for that. I blame the writer
yeah.
and plus the bill director who supposed to write the story and have stakes to it. But that's what I might be wrong, but if I'm wrong about it, and I can tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. But that's what I'm not
Yeah.
because y'all sure won't challenge me on that. I bet they won't challenge me on that on here or just write in the comment section that be because I'm suckers just might talk about me on TikTok talk some it's people out there and stuff like that who think that Marvel that just don't have stakes to it, and that's what
Mhm.
I pretty much can tell the people who talking about me just without saying my name. I can tell, and especially the Marvel fans, bro. Especially the Marvel fans that hate criticism. Oh boy, it,
Yeah.
man, shush, man.
Mm,
Because that's what I bet the same things I see on here, and that's what I see on TikTok. That just about the Marvel universe, just being like a downward spin, based on a downward spin word or something like that.
mm,
It's gonna be people on TikTok making excuses talking something. No, no, it's not on a downward spin word. It's going by the comics. I say,
yeah.
um, what kind of Marvel movie do you see is going by the comics?
None.
None.
Damn it.
And that's what if
That's
I
why.
live stream tomorrow on TikTok and something like that, and for that's why I ask that same question, it's gonna be people on TikTok telling me talking it is movies it is movie in Marvel Universe that go by the comic books. I say name one.
Yes, that's one.
It sounds like some the Black Panther movie. I like the Black Panther movie, but that's what that Black Panther not even as brutal as one of the comic books and stuff like that, in my opinion.
Oh, I got the first part of the complaint up. Now all I gotta do is do the relief. Okay, and you can read it. All right.
And and kind of like the other thing I noticed about the Marvel universe is seeing like just the Russell brothers make their movies about the Captain America movies,
Yeah.
Captain America, the Black Panther, or something like that. Those
Mm,
and plus and put Incredible Hulk. Those is the only three movies
yeah.
that is close to the source material, and
Yeah.
and that's what and those those directors seem like they care about the source material. In my opinion, that's what it's like. In my opinion, when
Yeah.
you look at the movies, when you look like just on the characters acting stuff in the movies,
Mm,
you, you can tell that the Russell brothers had did some research. That just me, in my opinion. That just
yeah.
me. Sound like people could hate and stuff like that and said that the Russell brothers movie was not good, but that's what they're the best that the MCU got. Besides the Black Panther movie, that's the best they got. Because like the Avengers movie good, the Captain America series good, the Spider-Man movies, the first two, no, it's kidding. The third one sound like that just with the three Spider-Mans. That's the only reason why people like those movies because the Toby and Andrew came back. Besides that, no, and some like the Doctor Strange multiverse
Yeah.
universe that was a good movie, but the problem is, in my opinion, is sound like in my opinion, Quantum Media just had undo some of the stuff
Yeah.
that he did and Multiverse of Madness and stuff like that. And that's the that's the next reason why I didn't like that movie. It messed with time and stuff like that. And this the bad thing that I noticed. It sounds like in that movie, up in that movie, time had run by normally in that movie
Yeah.
in the Quantum Mania thing, but sound like other movies before that shoot Paul Rudd thought he was in there for about 10 minutes, and plus there'd been about 5 years. And sound like Janice Van Dyke that on the first Ant-Man wife, she thought that she was in there for 15 minutes, and she been there for about 15 years plus and stuff like that, and kind of messing up the story continuity and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And stuff like that, and that would get on my nerves and stuff like that. It kind of mess up the story.
Yeah.
Because thing for me, right? I go in theaters looking at a Marvel, right? You know, that's like, okay, it's leading to the Thanos thing. It leading to the stones, everything like that. It leading and plus, shoot, I always knew that Thanos was coming based on the teasers that they were doing. But this phase 4 and 5, shoot, I'm not even sure if Kang is the final bad guy. That shoot, that's just me. I'm not even sure that he was, and kind of like that's big thing they say the same person up in there who wrote Quantumania supposed to be doing the next Avengers movies. I say, why Disney could you not find nobody else? Because that's what people didn't like, some of the story elements he put in Quantumania. Why would you bring that same director that people don't like in that movie onto Avengers movie? Do you want to lose money? It's what it seems like to me, that they want to lose money and stuff like that. And kind of like the last thing, I want to talk about, it sounds like the last phase of does the James Gunn thing. Shoot, I think his last characters might be some new characters. I think he might be doing, because I think he's doing Static Shock. I think he might be doing a Titans team at the end of phase 1, or something like starting it. I think, in my opinion, just with Nightwing and stuff like that, I roam Nightwing. He might be doing a Titans team at phase 1, or just at the beginning of phase 2. Might be Titans, or they could bring in another Shazam, and they probably could recast him. I wouldn't care. And kind of like thing that did you saw the Reacher show, that the Reacher, the TV show or something like that?
No.
That I think he playing Titans. Just the big dude who playing Titans. He plays Dove, I think, something like that.
Oh yeah.
I wanted him to be Shazam.
Yeah.
In my opinion, because if you look at it, he big, and he can actually go toe to toe with the Rock. If you look at it, he just as in Shazam, and he don't need how can I say, padding on his suit, the something like that, to make himself believable and stuff like that. And it's like, in my opinion, and everybody mad at the Rock because he didn't want to be in the movie. Should we see why now? Shall we see why the Rock didn't want to be up in that movie? Look how the movie was set up. He was set up to be like a comedy. That's what Black Adam don't like, comedy. look at the Black Adam movie and play. You look at this movie. Why would the why would the Rock movie associated just with that movie?
Yeah.
It just instead of doing his own movie to be able to establish his origin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And his and plus the Black Adam movie was actually better than the big old Shazam movie, The Wrath of the Gods, and that's sad but true.
Yeah.
And he was the only character besides Hawkman and Doctor Fate that carried that movie.
Yeah.
Those are actually good movies, I think, in my opinion. And some and kind of like anybody who got questions in the chat, if y'all don't, I can end the stream for anybody that got questions. And kind of like before I leave, anything like that, that like everybody on TikTok, they should be following. I think Multiverse Phantom, JoJo fan,
Exactly.
Barco right there. That's on the panel. Oh yeah, Sarge. Yeah. Dang,
Exactly.
that's five. That's five. Oh yeah, him. I would say Odyssey Stallion. I think is one of the Power Ranger people. I say Sniper. I think I just not found. Agent E. Agent E. Yeah, you follow him on TikTok. Dang, yeah, should have. That's everybody I know. Yeah, and like anybody chat who got a question, y'all can type it in. But if y'all don't, finna be. I'll see y'all later. I'll see y'all next stream.